Hello and a very warm welcome to all our racing patrons for the race preview on this Monday meeting, the 15th day of the winter races. First race of the day is the Hyderabad Plate to be run over 1100 meters for maiden horses 3-year-olds only. Number 1 is Carlisle. Ran in race number 84, finishing a notable second to High Reward. Look at this runner, gets an opening on the inside, try to take an advantage but suddenly veers out under pressure. Little green on debut is Carlisle. Number 2, Star Medal, back marker. Number 3, Tihama, one more back marker. And number 4, Almas, the front runner in race number 78. Let's start with the runners who finished behind. That's Star Medal, finished on 7th on debut run behind the superior fancy runner Ashoka, followed by Tihama got interfered in the early part of the race and finished on 9th, whereas Almas, in pursuit of the leader, when the leader slightly pulled out was Almas, gave a good fight till the last stride and lost it by 3/4 of a length. Already 2 runs for Almas. On this note, should be the much fancied runner of this race. Even in first outing, finished second to Ballerina. Number 8, Silver Lining, ran in race number 80. This race was won by Superlative, runaway winner being Superlative, but at the final stages, the margin was cut down to half a length. There was a charge of 4 runners. Of the 4, only one was able to do his best to catch the leader, Superlative. But looking at Silver Lining, a back marker all the way, even earlier on, first outing, finished off the boat to Happy Go Lucky. Second race is the first division of the Vegavati Plate to be run over 1100 meters for maiden horses 4-year-olds and upward, rated up to 25. Number 1 is Ayur Tej. This season run having only 2 starts is Ayur Tej. Race number 34, 13th to Malala in a field of 13. Even though it has finished 11th in a field of 14, nothing much to praise about it because very poor performance in both the starts for Ayur Tej. This is the time to win. Ran in race number 90 over 7 furlong. Running over shorter trip of 300 meters this is the time to win. Season's run having 4 starts. First outing 5.5 furlong, 10th, 6 furlong trip, 6th, 7 furlong trip, 12th, and again 7 furlong trip, 7th. So comparing its earlier and 12th in a 7 furlong race, 7th is the one where we can say shown little improvement. But once again, running over a shorter trip this is the time to win. Number 3 is Space Time, who was running towards the fence. This horse was a leader and gradually packed off after coming in the last 200 meters. Packed off very badly to finish 10th out of 13 runners, whereas earlier run was at the back end of the field and finished on there. Here ran a forward race but could not stay on. Number 4 is Berkeley, who ran in race number 79 to Silver Set 3rd. Ridden hard, picked up momentum, but it was not good enough to beat Berkeley. Dived in the last stride, neck and nose separating the 3 runners. And one runner, it looks like Theo's Choice, who finished on 2nd, ahead of Berkeley. There was little gap, but still that was good enough for this runner, but could not dive in the last stride. 5, Most Lovable, towards the fence. This is a horse which got interfered in the early part of the race over a 6 furlong trip, then kept on the fence, did not muster well, finished 10th out of 10 runners behind Exotic Dancer. Even earlier runs, 3 starts, all the 3 runs over 6 furlong off the board in all the 3 starts. Number 6, Golden Amaris, a back marker in race number 8. 28 it is, did not finish the course what we are saying. It stopped galloping, we can see, when there is a fall. This is the race where Thunder Road dropped its rider. We have seen after this run Thunder Road winning some races. But looking at Golden Amaris, race number 8 finished on 12 to Queen Blossom. Here did not finish the course to Iceberry, that's been reported here. But however, it finished last. Number 7 is City Queen. City Queen having only run this season in race number 16. Finished on 10th in a field of 14. The winner being one more time was a outsider of almost all 10 to 1, whereas this a long shot one did not gather momentum. Number 8, Elegant Stroke, having only one run this season, race number 37, over 6 furlong, drifted out very badly in the straight and finished 10th out of 10 runners. Whereas last season, having 4 starts, even in those runs, was a front runner but drifted out badly and lost all chances to be in the frame also. Even this run was behind the field all the way, but in the last 300 meters, once again, that habit of weeding out continued here. Number 9, Racing Rani, and number 11, Acadian Angel are the runners. What we are looking at, who ran in race number 95 over a 1400 meter trip. Acadian Angel wide on the track, whereas Racing Rani between the runners. Even though ridden hard, both the runners failed to pick up momentum and finished in the ruck. Both the runners having 4 runs. Of the 2, Acadian Angel has once finished 4th to Star Cruise. Good tidings. Number 10 in the card, who ran in race number 58 over 7 furlong, pushed hands and heels. Then the rider decided to go for a whip in the last 100 meters. So already at the back end of the field, could not muster well. Early run finished 4 lengths behind Star Cruise 3rd. Did not reproduce that run here, finishing off the board. Third race in a day of 8 races is the Wishful Thinking Plate, to be run over 7 furlong in category 3 for horses rated 20 to 45. Number 1 is Top Diamond. This is a horse which has been fancied in every runs but not living up to its expectations. Thrice 5th, mile run 5th to Count of Savoy, 7 furlong trip 5th to Intense Approach, and here 6 furlong trip 5th to Castle Rock. Now, once again, over 7 furlong, but carrying the top weight of 50 kilos, 60 kilos. Number 2 is Baudelaire, only 1 run this season, sparingly raced. This runner won a race in last season, then little setback, came fresh here, finished on first run of the season. That's in race number 91 for it, finishing 5th to Angelita. Number 3 is Marceau, ran over a mile in race number 62. Earlier 2 runs, 7 furlong trip, good enough to be considered, because 3rd on both the occasion, 3rd to Show Me a Walk, 3rd to Intense Approach by a margin of 3.5 lengths. Later on did not reproduce that run over a mile. Back to 7 furlong, can have a little say. Number 4 is Gurbaz, who was in pursuit of the leader, that was Campania, but could not stay in that second position. Lost that to a couple of runners who charged on the outside, including Grand Duke, who came in, finished on, I think it may be Grand Duke, I'm not correct about it, but finished on 3 runs, twice 4th, over 9 furlong and mile is Gurbaz, running for the first time this season over 7 furlong. Mireya, having 2 starts, both the starts off the board. Last season in 6 starts, thrice on the board, but this season 2 runs. Very poor performance of this runner off the board. Number 6 is Storyteller. This is a very awkward run of Storyteller. The rider totally lost his stirrups, we can see. But still led the field into the straight also. Then he was waiting to avoid not to collide with anyone, and just sat and came all the way. So saddle as the stirrup broke from the word go itself. Within the first 100 meters, the stirrup broke for Storyteller. Number 7 is Prince Valiant. Prince Valiant ran in race number 60. This Valiant Prince, I beg your pardon. First run here on this turf. This is an import of Calcutta, where it finished on 8th in its last starting in Calcutta, but here also finishing behind the field. 10 out of 10 behind Beauty Flame. Battle Ready, number 9 in the card, having good number of runs. This season already 4. Of the 4 runs, 1 run 3rd, that was in 52, 3rd by a margin of nearly 4 lengths to Flamingo Fame, but here finishing 8th to Abel Lau. Flying Rudolph ran in race number 93 and finished 8th to Pacific Command. Having 2 runs over 6 furlong, finished on ninth. But in that run, first run in race number 61, ran a forward race in being pursuit of the leader, packed off in the straight, but here came from behind, did not muster well, and finished in the ruck. Fourth race of the afternoon is the first division of the hovercraft plate to be run over 1200 meters in category 3. Number 1 is Char Ek Char, the fancied runner the other day in race number 100. I think this race comes too early for me. The way it ran, running being the leader, overall by the long shot one Dilla, who won it at 25-1 odds, whereas Char Ek Char fancied at 6-4. When it was leading the field, there was expectation this horse is going to pull it away because it had a lead of about 2 lengths at the turn. Gradually, with a couple of runners bridging the gap in that, Dylan turned out to be best of the lot. Indy, who ran in race number 83, finished second to Palladino, but a far away second, 3.5 lengths away from the winner. In the straight, continuously chased the leader, but could not match the speed of the winner. Number 3, Nearest, and number 11, Blazing Jupiter are the 2 runners. Blazing Jupiter just a length ahead of Nearest in the straight in the last 200 meters. And the finishing order was Blazing Jupiter finished on 10th, Nearest 9th, so was able to perform better than Blazing Jupiter was Nearest in the last 100 meters. That cannot be considered as a merit because both the runners have run behind the field. Number 4, Silk, and number 6, Garnet are the 2 runners with 3 starts, once a winner. Garnet in race number 53, beating NRI Sun. Then in the same class, could not muster well towards the fence, even though being in pursuit of the leader, packed off in the straights, whereas Silk, comparing its run, race number 43 winner, then did his best to finish in the frame by a margin of 1.5 lengths. Lifetime, this is a front runner, but this particular run sat behind the field, never ran a straight course. I can see from wide outside suddenly started to come in, and then the rider was forced to push hands and heels to maintain a straight course. Blast in Class, number 7 in the card, a back marker in race number 59. So he was already 200 meters behind the field at the start itself. Later on, maintained that gap, so maintaining that safe distance, what we call during this corona period. So in that way, finished behind the field. Distance behind the field is Blast in Class on its debut run. Number 8 is Executive Decision, ran in race number 61 over 1200 meters. And first run here being the leader, easily overall by City of Blessings. And I think it was Hotsy to capture the second place, just half a length ahead of Executive Decision. So first starting itself ran good enough. Number 9, Pedro Planet, running 4th in the last 200 meters in race number 98, but gradually fell back to finish 8th. Earlier run is little better because it has finished 5th to the stablemate Palladino. Here General Atlantic being too good on the day, winning it by half a length. Number 10 is Ashwa Sultan, who ran in race number 87 over a mile, having 2 starts, 7 for long trip, 6th in a field of 7th in a field of 13 runners, and in race number 87, 6th in a field of 10 runners. Campania being the winner, Ashwa Sultan running 3rd till the last 300 meters. Gradually fell back, running out of gas to finish 6th. Exponent will be the next runner. Number 12 in the card, having 3 starts this season. Last season, out of 4 starts, once a winner, later on 3 runs off the board. Continued that to be never on the frame, particularly this season. Also 12th, 8th and 13th. That's the order it has finished. And so it's very difficult to expect something from Exponent being a back marker in all the 3 starts. So last runner being Ostentatious Monsoon Form. First time in a winter track is Ostentatious. Earlier when monsoon form, 2 starts only. And ninth, first start over a 6 furlong, 7 furlong trip, finished on 10th behind Kimberley. Far behind the field, being ostentatious. The Kakatiya Million, the feature event of the afternoon, to be run over 1200 meters. And winner, the runners who finish 1, 2, 3 in this race always get selected to the Sprinters Cup. That's a tradition here. And of the three, they all ran together in race number 13, where Ashwa Bravo won this race, beating off the other two runners, Smashing Blue and Kof Castle, finishing fourth towards the fence. But looking at these runners, they took part of this race in Mumbai on the one-day invitation, which was held on 19th, where Ashwa Bravo won the million race over a 7 furlong trip, beating Sultan Suleiman by 3 1/4 length. And Kof Castle finished an impressive second, short neck second to Multifaceted in the Sprinters Cup. Whereas in that Sprinters Cup, Smashing Blue could not make any dent in the proceedings, finishing sixth. Being a chaser of the leader, Smashing Blue packed off in the Sprinters Cup to finish sixth out of 6 behind Multifaceted. Sixth race of the afternoon on this Monday meeting is the Division 2 of the Hovercraft Plate, to be run over 6 furlong for horses rated 20 to 45. Number 1, Heart to Toss. Number 3, Furious Fun. Number 7, Star Cruise are the runners, with Heart to Toss being a winner in race number 33 on a start to finish bid. Here also, but beaten for speed here by Furious Fun. We have seen Furious Fun winning a race on a start to finish mission in race number 1 of the season. Later on, always a front runner. In this particular run, could not stay on for a long time. Packed off in the last 200 meters, surrendering the lead to Heart to Toss, who was overall by a couple of runners, and the winner being Abel Lau. Star Cruise, on the other hand, even this runner, a front runner when it won a race in race number 37, but here was up with the field in a mid group, running 5th, then fell back to finish 9th. Number 2, Sharkville, ran in race number 73, a back marker in the last 200 meters, we can say, finishing 10th out of 10 runners behind Lineweiler, who was running 6th or 7th till the last 300 meters, gradually fell back to finish 10th, with Lineweiler just managing to hold on from the fast finishing Kirkman by 3/4 of a length, and Sharkville having 3 runs off the board in all the 3 starts. Number 5, Royal Pal, the winner in race number 95. Dashed to the front from the word go, had a sizable lead into the straight, had that good lead, and in the last 100 meters, rider reminded of the task to maintain that long distance and won very comfortably off a 2-length victory. Even the tiring out, Nefertiti bridging the gap, Royal Pal safe home by 2 lengths. Unmatched produced almost 10 horses wide in race number 91, Late Warmer. This horse missed the start by a couple of lengths. That has to be considered. Later in the straight, gradual improvement done by Unmatched to finish 5th by a margin of nearly 5 lengths. Number 8, Above the Law. Number 12, Silk Route are the runners who ran in race number 77. So let's look at Above the Law. Came well on the outside, but could not catch Rising Queen as well as Castle Rock, the surpriser of the pack, who came firing on the outside to beat off the 2 runners. And Above the Law finished on 3rd. Whereas the other runner in race number 77 was Silk Route, a back marker. Number 9 is Explosive, who ran in race number 98, already having 4 runs this season. Race number 2, 6th, race number 41, 9th, race number 66th, and race number 98, 5th to General Atlantic, who got the race, beating Gregor Clegane by half a length. Far away were the other runners, and finishing 5th, Explosive. So, has little improvement shown by Explosive. Number 10, Lockstiller. Number 11, Alluris Pride are the runners. They ran in race number 81, which was won by Gusty Node. Good fight here with 3-way go. Gusty Node getting the nod in the last stride by a neck, beating off the 2 runners who were just challenging in the last 200 meters. And the other two, what we are looking at, Lock Stiller finishing 14th, Alluri's Pride finishing 13th. Seventh race, the Gajasimha Rao Memorial Cup to be run over 7 furlong. Added attraction of the day to be run over a distance of 1400 meters. Number 2, long range with number 1, Ashwa Bruni, with good credentials coming here from Mysore. So Mysore import Ashwa Bruni looking at long range. Only one run, race number 49, a far away 10th out of 10. We have 5 runners. That's Mirana, number 6, Red Snapper, number 8, Good Connection, 10, Aerial Combat, 13, Mark My Day. With Mark My Day being the leader after coming into the last 350 meters, weakened and packed off very early to finish 11th, whereas number 10, Aerial Combat. This runner who finished on 7th, earlier winner over 1200 meters in a low class, so with a penalty went up in class and could not reproduce that run because the class mattered here. And Good Connection caught in a traffic, ridden hard, finished on 4th, whereas Mirana caught my eye. With Green Turf having a good lead of about a length and a half, and look at Mirana comes with a very powerful surge, and every stride of Green Turf is equal to 1.5 stride of Mirana. That's the way it covered the ground and just lost it by a neck. So very impressive of the lot being Mirana, whereas the other runner in race number 86 was Red Snapper, who finished on 9th. A big field of 13 there, and in that Red Snapper finished on 9th. Maktub ridden very strongly in the straight, but went 8 horses wide, the fancied runner, and failed to pick up momentum, but still managed to be in the frame. Early run 5th to New Look. So on that note, this Mumbai import was a little bit fancied here. Still could not deliver the goods. Number 7 is Dandy Man, who ran in race number 94. Very wide was Dandy Man, and having 2 runs this season, race number 35, 9th over a 7 furlong, then targeted over a mile. Late warmer, finishing 7th out of 7 runners. So last we can say to Count of Savoy was Dandy Man. Trump Star ran in race number 57, finishing 4th. Did his best to put a challenge to the runners who were in the front, that was Watch My Stride, with a couple of runners joining on the outside, whereas I think it was Manili and the one runner towards the fence between the two, with the Watch My Stride clinging on by a head. Whereas on the other hand, Trump Star, first race number 12, 11th, and shown a lot of improvement to finish 4th here, close 4th. Number 11, Beauty Flame, 14, Flying Jet, other 2 runners, with Flying Jet led the field till the last 200 meters, gradually weakened to finish 6th, whereas Beauty Flame took charge from Flying Jet, accelerated well, but Angelita came with a very powerful surge to beat off Beauty Flame. Good runner for the season, we can say, is Beauty Flame. In 5 runs, finished thrice second and once a winner. 12 is Star Racer, ran in race number 54, and a winner of that race. Was knocking at the door, but still the horse was not considered at all. A 10-1 shot here. Earlier a good 4th to Aerial Combat by 2 lengths. Last race, the 8th race of the day, is Division 2 of the Vegavati Plate to be run over 1100 meters in Category 3 for horses, maiden horses, 4-year-olds and upward, rated up to 25. Number 1 is Blue Label, who ran in race number 83 over 7 furlong, and first time this season over 7 furlong after 2 5.5 furlong trips, both the occasions 7th. Here 7 furlong, the extra distance did not came to the help of Blue Label, where it finished on 8th. Princess Shania towards offensive back marker, race number 66, finishing 7th in a field of 9 runners to Gregor Clegane, and even earlier had finished 10th out of 10 runners. That was first run here, whereas second outing also no show at all. Number 3 is Wild Card, out of 4 runs twice on the frame. Race number 22. Fourth by a margin of 5 lengths to Siri. Then a mile off the board. Here back to 7 furlong has done good enough to finish third by 2 and 3/4 of a length behind Royal Pal. Number 4 is Stark. Race number 102. Fourth in that day ran in black colors, finishing fourth after being in chase of the leader. And hot seat overall the front runners to win it by 2.5 lengths. Earlier run of Stark is by 3.5 lengths, second to Star Cruise. 5 winning player, very deep in race number 90 over 7 furlong, and going wide. The horse lost total all the chances, so did not muster well because running fourth till the turn and entering the straight started to drift out very badly. This race was won by Miss Little Angel, but looking at winning player, on the other hand, totally out of show. Sharp Mind, who ran in race number 97 over 6 furlong, ridden out in the straight and finishing 9th to Warrior Invictus. Warrior Invictus easily overall the front runner, brilliantly handled there. Just kept him pinning down the front runner and got the race out of it. Whereas we are looking at Sharp Mind, who finished on far away 9th. Number 7, Southern Lady, who ran in race number 72, first run of this horse this season. Whereas Monsoon Form, having 5 runs, only once 5th, and this season particularly, came after a long break, ran well enough to finish 4th by a margin of 5.5 lengths to Royal Girl. Royal Girl was a rank outsider, whereas Southern Lady slightly fancied it 5-1, and on that note finished on 4th. Number 8 is That's My Way, who ran in race number 79, missed the start by a couple of lengths, then accelerated in the straight, ridden hard, relentlessly ridden we can say, and also met with an interference when the front runner, who suddenly pushed out That's My Way at the last 200 meters, that most matters. Earlier run 7 furlong 11th, but here 1200 meters, even though with having disturbances, finished on 7th. Number 9, Air Salute, 10 Big Day other runners, they ran in race number 71 and finished in 1200 meters bad behind the field. Let's look at Air Salute, who still remains maiden in 47th. This is a 47th start, but the horse is still maiden. Good number of seconds. And here, this season, 4th and behind 4th are the 2 runs of Air Salute here, finishing 6th. Big D, on the other hand, finished on 8th. Over a 6 furlong trip, the horse finished on 5th, did not reproduce that run and finished in the ruck. So wishing good luck